I'm Wally Amos. Read It Loud is a foundation that creates awareness about the benefits, the values, and the importance of parents, adults reading aloud to children from birth to age 6 for at least 10 minutes a day. If you do that, you will have a reader. The idea is not just to learn to read, but to have a thirst for words, a love for reading. Reading aloud works. It's been working for generations, and it works today. Read it loud! Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It's a book called Calabash Cat. The author is James Rumford. He's a really great guy. The publisher is Houghton Mifflin. In the middle of Africa, there lived a calabash cat. One day he set off down the road to see where the world ended. When the road stopped at the edge of the great desert, Calabash Cat sat down and thought, no, maybe this is where the world ends. Just then, a camel came by. He was surprised at how silly Calabash Cat was. Climb up on my back, and I will show you where the world ends. But when they reached the far side of the desert where the grasslands began, the camel stopped and said, here, my friend, is where the world ends. Calabash Cat would have believed the camel had a horse not happened by. The horse was quite surprised at how small-minded the camel had been. Climb up on my back, and I will show you where the world ends. And they galloped across the grasslands. But when they reached the far side of the grasslands, where the jungle began, the horse stopped and said proudly, here, my friend, is where the world ends. Calabash Cat would have believed the horse had a tiger not shown up. The tiger was quite surprised at how full of nonsense the horse had been. Climb up on my back, and I will show you where the world ends. But when they reached the ocean, the tiger stopped and said, as sure as she could be, here, my friend, is where the world ends. Calabash Cat would have believed the tiger had a whale not called from the waves. The whale was quite surprised at how wrong the tiger had been. Climb up on my back, and I will show you where the world ends. And they swam across the sea. But when they reached the other side of the ocean, the whale said, without hesitating for 1 minute, here, my friend, is where the world ends. Now, when Calabash Cat looked at the miles of land in front of him, he thought how small the whale's world had been. Even the tiger's and the horses and the camels, he wondered if he would ever see the end of the world. Boys and girls, just then, an eagle swooped down. The eagle was quite surprised at how foolish everyone had been. Climb up on my back, and I will show you a world without end. Up they went into the great sky, and Calabash Cat's eyes grew wide with wonder as he flew around the world, over oceans and jungles, grasslands and deserts, back to his home. This is a wonderful book because it makes, I think, at least 2 points. One is, a lot of people will come into your life, boys and girls. They'll come into your life to assist you and to help you. And it's important that you listen and that you really evaluate the advice that they give you, because some of it will be good and some of it may be not so good. So you really want to listen and make a careful evaluation. There are no limits to what you can accomplish. Your world can be as big as you want it to be. Don't let someone else decide how much you can accomplish, how much success you have. That is your right, and that is your decision. So I really beg you to make sure you get enough education, you get enough information so that you can make the proper decisions to make sure you lead the life and have the successes that you want to have. Thanks for reading, guys. Thanks for being a great audience. Bye-bye.